Hey guys, on this week's Short Stack, we'll be talking about Invincible Iron Man number 13. I'm going to tell you if it's any good in 5 minutes or less. Iron Man number 13 picks up right where Iron Man number 12 left off, with Doom and Tony going into a portal and being taken to somewhere we don't really know where. Actually, they went to Cambridge, where Tony went to school for a little bit. Now, one thing about this issue is that it's still playing catch up to the current Civil War timeline. This issue takes place, it seems to be a couple of days after Rhodey's death. Rhodey, of course, died fighting Thanos in the Civil War books. If you want more on that, go read the books. But Tony is taken to Cambridge by Dr. Doom to talk to Dr. Amara, who is or was dating Tony Stark for a little bit. This issue, they pretty much have a big fight, a big fallout, because Tony faked his death in the last arc to go undercover against some, not Yakuza, but Japanese bioterrorists. And Dr. Amara has some problems with that. And she even says a few things about Rhodey that don't sit too well with Tony. From there, we see Tony at a little cafe, and Captain Marvel is broadcasting on like a holographic screen saying what happened to Colonel James Rhodes is a travesty, and that we need to celebrate his life, and I want to use this new Inhuman to predict the future and to stop crime before it happens. Tony, of course, doesn't like that. This is what the whole Civil War event's been about. He falls on the opposite side, and we see him almost not even caring what Captain Marvel has to say, and he's focusing more on the fact that his best friend has just died. And he flashes back to when Rhodey was there, when Tony was down in the dumps, and Tony was down in the bottle, and Rhodey was there just to pick him up. And it affects Tony, and that's one of the great things about this book, is that Bendis, and I'll critique him all day, every day, in that he doesn't have the most consistent voice for Tony, but he does have a great voice for Tony. And whenever Civil War or him trying to set up Riri Williams into Iron Man, is whenever that's not interfering with Tony, it actually comes across very well. His voice for Tony comes across very well. And of course, Tony has to deal with other superheroes with Rhodey. Luke Cage is mad at Tony because he didn't attend Rhodey's funeral. He's really self-reflecting. He's withdrawing himself from those around him. Mary Jane tries to talk to him for a minute, and it doesn't go well. But we do get a few nice flashbacks. We get the one with Rhodey and Tony when Tony's drunk, but we also get them fighting Crimson Dynamo together when what seems to be the 90s, because they're in their modular armor, which is a nice little thing for Iron Man fans. And for those of you that don't know, Crimson Dynamo speaks with an awesome Russian accent. I highly recommend you pick up this book just for his Russian accent and how War Machine and Iron Man beat him. But this issue actually ends on a little bit of a light note of a whole issue of Tony reflecting and being sad about Rhodey. He's also dealing with Dr. Doom interfering with his personal life. At the end of the issue, he catches Dr. Doom in his own net, and he's about to get some answers, because Dr. Doom has been involved in the Iron Man book from issue 1. So we're finally going to get to see why Dr. Doom has been interfering in Tony's affairs all this time. So, should you pick up this book? I'm going to give it a recommendation. Issues 1 through 5 are really good. Now, 6 through 12 were hit and miss. Bendis is playing with the whole Civil War thing, and then you have trying to build Riri up a bit, and also Victor Von Doom. You got a bit too much stuff going into this book at once. It's very much hampered by the proceedings and everything going around it. But issue 13 is good. It seems like we only have one issue left of Iron Man before Riri takes the mantle, which I think I'm excited for. Jury's still out on that one. But go pick it up. It's out this week. It's $3.99. It's not going to hurt anything. And that's all I've got for you this episode. If you like what we're doing here on the Short Stack, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. We got a lot of great videos coming out. I got something special for you guys later today. And we've got a bunch of great videos coming out next week. Alright, I'll see you on the next round.